3, 2, 1. Chuck from Big 100.3 still down here in Orlando, home of WrestleMania 24 this Sunday on pay-per-view, 7 o'clock. And sitting across the table from me right now, a big reason why I'm a fan of wrestling and why I got into broadcasting. Never a wrestler to my knowledge, but one hell of an announcer. Meet Gene Okerlund.
Well, I guess it's the old story of what I said about Sensational Sherry years ago. She couldn't wrestle, but you ought to see her box.
Hi-oh!
Yeah, right. No, just kidding about that. Top of the morning, guys. Good to see you.
Pleasure is all mine. I mean, what brings you down here? I mean, you know, WrestleMania 24.
What the hell? I'm going to miss the biggest event of the year? What do you think? You're playing with sheep? No, I'm here for the Hall of Fame tomorrow night, which is going to involve my very close personal longtime friend, the Nature Boy, Rick. Flair. How could I forget that? But it's going to be a very special evening because here's a guy that spent his entire adult life in a business that he is so passionate about. I can't imagine what kind of emotion is going to roll out of him tomorrow night when he's inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's going to be a very, very big event.
Just a culmination, and then to follow it up the very next night of WrestleMania versus Shawn Michaels in a career for
That isn't coffee, is it? You're drinking something else. I know about you guys. You know Gilbert Gottfried?
I do.
Yes. I think you're drinking the same thing he drinks. And this isn't even St. Patrick's Day. Why in God's name would you be drinking Irish whiskey at this hour of the day?
Because I'm Irish.
Ah.
You know,
You gave it away right there.
simple question, simple answer.
But back to what we were talking about, the Hall of Fame. You know, I was inducted in '06, and at the time it didn't really sink in until I got there that night in Chicago, and it all happened, and I said, my God, what is happening to me? It all of a sudden becomes a very, very big deal. And for the record, I mean, I don't want to say it. I'm not going to bust Jim Ross's balls, but I was the first announcer ever inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, tomorrow night, the late, great Gordon Soley, who I don't know if you know the guy or not, or knew who he was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But he was a big deal. And he was from my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I look forward to him being inducted into the hall posthumously, if you will. And it just, I mean, you take a look at it. From top to bottom, it's going to be a big night. Eddie Graham from the famous Graham family, superstar Billy Graham, Dr. Luke Graham, Terry Graham, Graham Crackers, whoever. But I mean, there were a lot of them there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And of course, The Rock inducting his father, Rocky Johnson, and grandfather.
Chief Peter Maivia, who I worked with. I saw him the night that his wife beat the hell out of him.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he drank her six-pack, and that was, so that's not a good thing. Yeah.
And of course, you're still very much involved with WWE. I enjoy watching you on WWE On Demand 24/7. Especially enjoyed the Legends of Wrestling, you know, roundtable that you hosted with Michael Hayes and Mick Foley and Dusty and
Pat Patterson.
There you go.
I just thought I'd grab that. It kind of came out of the shoe on the right-hand side there. But no, that's great because we reminisce, and even though there's a few cocktails being served, try to intelligently discuss some of the great days gone by, of the legends, and some of the things that have happened. We had a great discussion on Scott Hall, you know, Razor Ramon, and all of his aliases. But you know, that's something that you and I would talk about.
Sure.
Over a cocktail or a cup of coffee. Is that a cocktail?
Well, this too might have a little bit of Irish in it.
Yeah, I can see that with Diet Coke.
Yeah,
They're one of the very few.
Keeping the calories down and
Yeah.
keeping my figure slim.
Hi, this is Howard Finkel.
But I
That's
mean,
working for both of us.
if you don't have, if you're listening and you haven't had an opportunity to check out WWE On Demand, or your cable provider doesn't offer it, call them and subscribe. It is worth the wait and go. And only $9.95 a month. I mean, this thing was unbelievable. I sat there and I was just mystified. I'm 25 years old. You've been in the business longer than I've been, alive.
I've been in the business 37 years. Hell, you were just I can't say that on the air.
Oh, it's okay.
A dream.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right.
But it's essentially what the Legends of Cable Roundtable was: a smoke-filled room, a bunch of guys swapping stories,
Smoking cigars, drinking a little whiskey.
It's a beautiful thing. I almost brought a tear to my eye, I swear to God. Me, Gene Okerlund, you still have the burger joints,
I do, and we're kind of raising the bar a little bit there because we are now doing burgers and fries that are trans fat free. I'm not going to get into the details, but it's part of the new green and nutritional environment that we're taking a look at right now in this country.
And of course, locally, I believe you have Mean Gene Burgers and Fries at George Mason.
Yeah, and we're down. I'll tell you where we're at. That I had a great time not too long ago. Was down in Dahlgren, Virginia. There on the shores of the Potomac. Those guys were firing rockets off into that blasted river. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but something was going on. I don't want to mess with them. I don't care if it's in Iraq or if it's in Dahlgren, Virginia. I want to be on our side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you? Is this being filmed in its entirety by Captain Lou Albano? Right. And Dr. Rodney Popofnik? Filmed in its entirety. I like that.
Meet Joey, Mean Gene.
Yeah, right. Well, God, I mean, Nirvana's been gone for a long time.
The memory lives on.
Yeah, the memory
Exactly.
lives on. Kurt, my friend, you are up there somewhere.
One quick question.
He was up there somewhere to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Before I let you go.
It was in Seattle.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more than what's in my phone.
Right. Thank you very much.
You look to the right, of course, the big match this year, the one that's getting a ton of hype. Floyd Money Mayweather, the boxer, against the Big Show, 7 feet, 400 pounds, against the little 5'8", 135-pound guy.
You know what?
What's going on with you?
I have not told any other broadcaster about this, but I've given my friend Floyd Mayweather a little tip that I got from Mr. Fuji years ago. And it's going to be the one hold that brings down the Big Show on Sunday night. It's called the 5-on-2. It'll bring him to his knees. Trust me, Mayweather is going to be the winner.
5-on-2.
Yeah, it's been
Oh dear! Oh dear! You can't see that. The guys,
Yeah.
you know exactly what the 5-on-2 is.
Mr. Fuji made that very famous, the notorious Mr. Fuji.